See.
Okay, says we're live. All right.
I see
So
it
wait,
too.
what is it? So on this day of November 13th, 2023, no wait, 2023, we are coming together as the Thinky Feely Tank. Hooray!
Hooray.
I wonder if anyone watches these, anyone at all.
Good luck.
There's a view count on YouTube.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Does it say any views?
Let's look at some of the older ones that I doubt it. Maybe 2.
We have one with 16 views. We have several in the
What?
teens.
Oh wow.
Which
What?
seems like more than just going back and like sometimes I'll go back and just pick up something, but that's not insignificant.
Oh, it's on August 23rd. And then we got like all of them have some views. That's pretty cool. Oh my God. Awesome. I'm confused about in the it says the Revolution School Public, it says 7 videos, 11 views. How come how did they get the 11? Like 11 people watch the whole thing? All the different chapters. That's cool. Yay, we have some audience. It's exciting.
Hi, audience.
Hello, you viewers who are watching us. Shall we do our highs and lows and life lessons?
Yeah.
I gotta think about my life lesson. Okay, I think I figured mine out. I think I can go. So let's see. My low is I think I'm just doing like too much debauchery, like smoking weed every day. I mean, I talked about this before, but like I'm not high now, which is great. Try not to smoke today. But yeah, I just been like smoking a lot of weed, smoking cigarettes, smoking vapes, like smoking everything that's possible. And then like I haven't really been drinking that much, but I have been drinking and that seems okay. But it's like the smoking weed I can feel is getting into a routine that I'm trying to like, yeah, I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna try and eventually stop smoking everything would be nice. Because I've been getting all this like, I don't know if you can see like eczema and all this skin stuff. I'm gonna see a dermatologist Wednesday, but I've been like having these like rashes. I think it's eczema just, but like, so I'm wondering if part of that is like, yeah, the smoking or stuff like that. So it's kind of a bummer because I do like smoking weed, but I'm gonna try it out. And then my hobby was I had a really good class today at Sculpture and Genres 1. It was kind of like, I don't know, it's like at the end of the semester, there's only like 5 weeks left. And I think starting in mid-semester, I do, and I think the students get really tired, and so I've been feeling that and feeling kind of like class today. But today class was actually really good. We were reading Jose Esteban Munoz's Disidentifications, and then Dan helped me make this slideshow of different examples of disidentification with different, people, and that was fun. And they all participated and seemed that they enjoyed it. So that was like, yay. And then my life lesson is, what is my life? My life lesson is like, I think not necessarily related to that, but more like the kink stuff, like just trying to like I think I'm finally kind of like I joined FetLife and kind of like browsing around. Are you on FetLife, Ripple?
Not actively.
Oh, I'm like, how do people make friends? I only have like really two friends. One of them's kittens, just like an account that shows has kittens and they friend everyone so that people can say they're a
Oh.
lover of kittens. But but I've been like looking around. I like just finding, I'm like learning a lot, like finding maybe other subs or something and like kind of looking at their profiles and like learning, reading some of their writings. And so that's been like kind of like making me feel like a little bit better about like the things I'm into. Yeah. Finding other people who are in the same thing. And then I feel like I need to go, I think I need to do another round. Like I've been doing field like in batches. Like I'll like, and then I'll like start liking people, but I only go through the people who like me and then like do batches. So I think I'm gonna do a third batch soon. But the people that I've been like talking with, I think were good, including my relationship with the person who I was in the unrequited love thing. I sometimes call them Voldemort because and then I called him Baldy for short. So but I think our relationship is like we had a really good hang and I think we're cool. So that makes me happy too. So I feel good that all my relationships are kind of good right now. I don't know what the life lesson, I guess the life lesson for me is like I'm trying to do relationships differently, or at least like relationships that are like about sex or like desire or some kind of stuff like that. Like I'm learning how to be more like, I don't know, like just kind of go with the flow. And that feels nice because I can get very like what's going on? I need to know what's happening. Like what's going on with this relationship? Blah, blah, blah. And so it's kind of nice to just kind of go with the flow. And then like I've been feeling more like kind of empowered by that. Like I'm like the constant or something. And then I can have people come in and out and stuff, and it feels good. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. So blurry.
I can go. Uh, I don't know whether to call it a life lesson or a high. It's kind of both. A high point life lesson is that since I've been back on the West Coast, I've been back for like a week and 2 days now, I guess, and have been staying kind of on an East Coast body clock, um, getting up around sunrise and experience like, I'm up by 6 a.m. and then like just the hours between 6 and 10 when I would normally be sleeping, like it felt like a very long 8 days. First of all, like it's just been like long in the sense that like I just every day is like 2 days because by the time it gets to be about 1 p.m., it's like I've done all the stuff I normally do in a day, and there's like a lot of time left. And which means also going to sleep around 9. It's been really nice to experience this part of the day, which is not common for me. And I live really close to Runyon Canyon, and so I've like a couple days ago I was like I want to go for a walk, and I just let my feet carry me, and I did like the whole 2 mile loop of like the rim of Runyon Canyon, and then I did it again the next day, and I'm like it feels like yeah. And I also haven't had weed in like 3 weeks or something, so I'm clean living. I'm in sync with the astrology of the moment, and having a nice times.
What does it mean to be in sync with the astrology at the moment?
Um, I mean, this often happens with the Chenny Nicholas app, where like the thing will the my week ahead will say like this week it's that like I have a really exciting job interview on Wednesday, and my interview on my Wednesday slot for that for the week ahead says like, what does it say?
Now I want to look at mine. I want to know if ours are different because of the rising. Wait, is your job in it? What's happening with the Channy app?
Yeah,
Is with that? Okay. So the last time we talked, you haven't had it that second interview?
Yeah.
This is your reading.
That second interview is going to be Wednesday.
Oh my God, that's so exciting. This is when you have to do you have to prove your skills or something.
Yeah, an hour of and it's like a good interview. Like it's pair programming the whole time, and like it's as much about how I interact with my colleague as about the code that I'm writing. So it's actually like knowing that I can handle it technically. It's like, well, if I don't do well interacting with my colleague, then they should have probably hired somebody else. It feels yeah, what does it say about Wednesday?
The 15th?
Wednesday has a gorgeous conversation. Mercury sextile Venus. Love it. Send out your email. Send out your newsletter. Talk. Do the things that help you to connect to the conversations and the people you most want to connect to.
Oh.
Yeah, good astrology. What's your rising again?
Leo.
Oh, what? Leo rising. Mine says different things.
What does yours say in Tingler?
Flirty debates.
Oh, I have no. Yeah. Oh, that's the short version. I have flirty debates too. For
Oh, okay.
This is in the 15-minute you're reading.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I listened to that this morning. No, was it this morning? Yeah, I think it was this morning. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my God, I hope you.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna be thinking about you on Wednesday, sending you like expansive vibes.
Thanks. I'll take them. I'll take all vibes.
You're gonna kill it. Also, that's so weird that people say that, and I just say it. Like that. You're gonna kill it. So intense.
Comedians are the worst.
My Chenny says flirty vibes too.
Are you? What's your rising?
A Scorpio.
Okay, so it's not based on rising. Maybe everyone has the same thing.
Wait, you said flirty vibes?
Yeah, or whatever. Is that what you? I think it said the same thing that y'all.
Yeah.
It makes it sound like I'm making it up now, but it did say the same thing that y'all said. I just don't remember it anymore.
Flirty debates.
I heard
No, me
floaty
too.
first, so
my life lessons and highs are around like being social. I recognized that I was feeling disconnected, and so I decided, okay, let me make decisions to help me feel connected. And it's been feeling good and feeling busy. I like sometimes it feels like busy and full in the way of like big long days, and sometimes it's in the way of just like, I don't know, not having the downtime where I'm also like being more attentive to addiction to my phone, when that is a source of connecting to something that doesn't actually give anything back to me. And it's sweet, like it means for me saying like yes to going out and doing things where a month ago I would have been more my sense of protectiveness over my like introverted energy or something would have been like, no kid, like stay, if you're not really feeling it, then don't do it. Where now it's like, if you're not really feeling no, then do it. And I was out, and there's a bar in town that started doing some really cute outdoor music shows, and I was there and met somebody new who I thought was really cute, and sitting near them at the show and kind of feeling very like socially I don't know, just feeling a little bit like a weirdo in how I saw myself. But then later one of my friends told me that I was a rock star, or that I was rock and roll, and that was really sweet. And so then I felt good. That was my high. Yeah.
Hey.
Updates and announcements.
Yes.
Can we talk about Tiny Health?
Yes. Yeah. There's your email and then the virtual cards.
Cool.
Do we want to look at your email?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Ripple, I'd emailed Entangler at some point last week, just kind of throwing together words that we could use to follow up with Tiny Health to put our order in.
Cool.
Here, maybe should I just copy and paste it into a doc?
That's cool.
Okay, I'll just put it in the agenda doc, maybe.
Yeah.
And then we can look at the virtual cards, and then I'll share the screen. We're just gonna put it here. It's just for us to look at, not anything to keep. Stick it up here. And then share the screen.
Redact.
Wait, what were you redacting?
I was redacting a name. I don't know how much this matters on YouTube. It's also already there.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh shit! We have our addresses on.
I never think.
Hold on. I forgot. It's like
okay. I'm gonna take out the PPS. I'll take out.
Okay,
the
yeah,
PPS.
take it out. Okay, you got it. Okay,
Yeah.
Because so other names in here too. But well.
Redact. Okay, we're clean.
Okay. I think that maybe we can take out this part.
Yeah.
We can just say like following out the process, or that you've been going with, with I think are we not allowed to say the name?
No, I don't know. I think I just felt weird because it had her Charlotte's first and last name.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, Charlotte, because it's in here too, and
Yeah.
Charlotte's been on here, so I guess it's fine. So I like maybe say I'm following up on the order process that y'all been going through with Charlotte,
Yeah.
and just say like I'm taking over just the coordinating.
That's cool.
I think.
Yeah.
When I went through their shopping, I went through like buying one flow, there was no tax added, so I would be interested in maybe leaving off the plus tax part.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna put Charlotte's name back.
Cool.
Since it's down there. Hi, following up order that y'all have been going through with Charlotte. Oh. I wonder now it can be like can it be like that?
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
So and then take out this. Right? Ripple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, a credit card. That it might be called, I'm just gonna highlight it because I just want to confirm if it's actually a credit card. Okay, this is the amount. I'm just gonna put this amount.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, I think.
Okay. Are we good with this email?
Yeah.
And then maybe to CC all of us
Okay.
in the email to Tiny Health. Okay, so let's look at the credit card. Maybe you all can help me with this. Okay, let me get I'm gonna stop sharing and share another screen.
Mm-hmm.
So Zach sent me this link, which I'm gonna. Okay, so when I asked Zach about, I remember him saying something about this. So is this like, can you read it? Is it too small? It's
It's
okay.
good for me.
Okay. So the virtual cards, I think they're like credit cards. So virtual card added benefit offered to collectors through some host. Okay, some host. I quickly read it. I haven't read it in detail. Hosts create virtual cards and assign them to a collective. Anyone with access to that card can then use it to make payments on behalf of the collective. This is particularly useful for covering recurring costs like hosting a website. Hosts will have particular requirements and policies that will need to be followed. I haven't read these. So requesting a card, some hosts accept requests for virtual. I'm like, I'm a little bit confused on who's a host. If you would like to request a virtual card, select request card from the action menu or collective's profile page. Complete the form, adding an assignee who will be responsible for uploading receipts, a reason, and any required spending controls. Your host will respond to your request. Oh, maybe okay. I think our host is probably MOHA, Museum of Human Achievement, because they're our fiscal sponsor,
Oh.
I think. So using a virtual card can be used to make purchases on behalf of your collective. Each card has an individual who is assigned the card for the purposes of filing expenses. Expenses are automatically created when the card is used, and the assignee will be notified. Exclusions and limitations. Our payments provided does not accept payments to money transfer services like PayPal, Payoneer, or PaySend. Virtual cards should not be used to pay individuals or contractors, including through intermediaries like Upwork, 99 Design, Fiverr, etc. Attempts to pay for services via this provider likely be declined by your host. Okay. Companies that don't accept virtual cards: Google, Zipcar, DigitalOcean, Sendle. Okay, billing details. In most cases, cards charged using your personal data will be accepted. If you wish, you can add the details of your host organization, which you will find alongside your collective's name on your collective's profile page. Address information for open source collective and open collective foundation we found at. Oh, we can use the address for open source collective. That'd be cool to put it under Revolution School instead of like my name. Viewing card details. To view virtual cards associated with a collective, select virtual cards from the collective setting menu. Okay. Okay, pause cards. Host can choose to pause virtual cards. Okay, should we just do this right now? Like,
We might also not want to broadcast it depending on if it shows the whole credit card number.
oh yeah, I keep forgetting that this is live. Right. That would be funny. Okay. Let me just see. Let's see. I'm gonna wait for the link. No new messages. Why did I not get it? The revolution at Gmail. I think that's my email. Oh wait, here it is. I got it. I got it. It's not finding it this way. Let's see if it works. I think we have to request one and then oh no, do I not have a okay, it says oh it'd be under settings. Oh, no, it's not under settings. Actions. No, okay. I'm gonna have to I don't have it as an option. I'm gonna
So we don't have that option.
yeah, I'm gonna email Zach right now saying that we read it over, we're interested in using it, but I don't see it as one of my actions. And then I'm gonna ask him also who the host is the host Moha. But I think we can still send the email that you sent. And maybe maybe we'll just take out how we're going to be paying. Because if it's a credit card, then we should just be able to pay that way with a credit.
Could it maybe what do you think of me including in my email? Would y'all accept if or like would y'all accept us paying with a virtual card linked to our Open Collective account? That way we know in case that ends up being how we want to do it. Because it seems like some places aren't going to do that or something like that.
Yeah. Maybe we're you can say like we're hoping to pay with a virtual card from Collective, and we just want to make sure. I mean, and you can say like the virtual card functions like a credit card. Except virtual, it's a virtual credit card. I'm gonna stop sharing. And then so Lamshift can send the email, and then I will email Zach and ask him about the virtual cards.
Okay. With there's I mean there with our timing on this, there's a chance that we might be receiving the test kits later than 9's current address. Do y'all know what was that a conversation at Rev School last week?
Yeah. So 9 wasn't here, but so they're moving to Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay, so they'll still be in the US. It's just a different address.
Yeah. So maybe actually we can add that in there, saying that like if we can get a time frame, because one of our members will only be at their address in LA until December. And if it can't be mailed to them before then, we might have to update that one email. And I think in terms of signing off, I think you can sign off like I often sign like Entangler plus Rev Score plus TFT or Jennifer plus whatever. But however I think Charlotte was just like Charlotte.
Yeah, that's good. I said David, aka Lamshift. I said, okay, that feels good. If that sounds good to y'all.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
So okay, cool. I have a few little things to do on the email, but I'll be able to send it really easy.
Cool. Great. So that's, I don't know why my browser windows are. So I'm tweaking out on the sizing of my browser windows because they're different. I don't know how that happened.
Our time in the agenda, we had updates slotted till 5:30, and
30,
it's 5:35, but there are a couple more things. Is it what feels important to touch on?
I do want to touch on Maxx's Furby proposal again. I did kind of talk with him mostly in text. The other announcements or updates, like the TFT KCHUNG Radio Show, that's quick, which is like it's happening again this Sunday, 6 to 7. So whoever wants to zoom in again would be great. I'm sure Gradient will send an email, but I'll also reach out to her. So that's this Sunday. And then I can just go over the Furby proposal, and then Ripple, if you had anything.
Nothing.
Okay. So yeah, so let's go over the Maxx's Furby proposal. So I put it in this doc, which I'll share. There's a link.
It's such a, I love that piece of paper.
So I took a pic and put his sketch here, and then when we texted back and forth, he asked if I wanted my full notes, his full night notes, and so he texted me this, and I put it here. So I'll just kind of read it over. So the full notes of Maxx's thoughts on Bay. So the goals listed are very admirable, yet lofty with the current state of animal-like electronics. Difficult to integrate large equipment and sensory technology with animal size package. And then parentheses, diffractive analysis, interaction with biomatter, computational processing, other informational intake. Then difficult to even make robotic animals. Places like Boston Dynamics offer robo-dogs for around $75K. The cost of such an item is likely to force Bay to continue living in the upper reaches of a system it seeks to subvert capitalism. Much easier to, difficult, where am I? Okay, much easier to start with something less integrated in order to make sure the functionality matches the vision before becoming too attached to any form factor. One possibility is two-part apparatus, which we talked about a little bit. So stationary bed / hut for the Bay. So the central processing and sensory input could interface with a human for Bay feeding process, could also serve as a changing location / waiting spot while Bay is in hibernation. In the event that other fluids output from a human need to be analyzed, saliva, urine, etc., the hut could have sanitary locations for that collection. And then there's the mobile Bay that mobile Bay to world interface. So more animal-like, allows for locomotion without driving up the cost of electronics and material. Could collect information about the environment before returning to bed hut for charging / sleep. Might even make the Bay feel more alive as an entity that rests / recharges. Another possibility, limit the functionality or mod a commercially available product. So I think he just kind of shared his like process of getting to this point. Maybe a Roomba or Furby could be modified to emulate some of the intended functionality. So these are just links to Furby, like for people who have like did things with Furbies. And then he did a kind of breakdown of costs, which seems like pretty like low. I don't know, 400 seems like really. I mean, I think he's giving us like a really big discount on his part. So like a Furby is $40. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Maybe you two know.
The next one's a microcontrol, like a processor.
It's only $10. The fuck?
Yeah, chips are. I mean, it's a kind of a basic chip.
And then these things, Bluetooth compatibility, and there's a question of Bluetooth compatibility. We need to work on it. And then labor plus locomotion programming plus physical modification, estimate of $250. Then he's added this, and I looked at it, and this actually looks kind of cool. So other cheap examples like the toy Biddle robot costs around $300, more expensive, but a stupendous starting point. Wouldn't have to sink as much into the robotics, would just need to worry about programming. So I'm going to show you what this is.
Yeah, I haven't heard of this.
So I just quickly looked at it. I haven't got in depth. So it looks like
no.
It looks. Oh, you said no so quickly.
They just look like the Boston Dynamics ones. That's what's so freaky.
Yeah, no, totally, yeah. And then it reminds me of that episode of fucking Black Mirror with the fucking dog that got me to stop, the robot dogs that got me to stop watching that show because it was so freaky. But they have, it seems like these are kind of base, like robot bodies. One's a cat, one's a dog that you can then modify and build upon.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like this, but I also like the Furby thing, but I also kind of like this. I don't.
I just had there's some things that I'm going to like about this now.
So we just watch the video really quick.
The cat is kind of cooler than the dog because it's less like Boston Dynamics.
Totally, the cat is the way to go. Also, I'm on like a whole cat thing, but let me share it again with so I can share a video.
Okay.
You can watch this video really quick. Share sound, optimize for video. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oops.
I'm glad we have audio.
That's funny. Okay. Oh, what is it doing? It's an open source robot kit. What do you think about Nibble?
I hadn't thinking about it moving adds a different perspective on what interacting with a like this sort of like hacked robot little bay interpretation could be. Because I hadn't, maybe this, I think like Furby's just been on my mind, and so I've been thinking like a stationary little thing. And for this to be so focused on its movement and how it expresses itself with movement and interacts with data for the sake of movement is that's what's different to me. And that's the angle that I'm that's one angle of how we can talk about what route we feel like going down right now.
Mm-hmm. Like so you're saying this one's kind of more about the robotics and the movement, like, whereas the Furby is like, because the Furby doesn't move.
No. Yeah, I think it just moves its ears and its eyeballs or
Um,
something. I think it just sits there.
so if we do the Furbies and then the hut,
Mm.
it will have to move. Figure out how to move. Put wheels on it or something. Combine it with can we do a hybrid like Roomba, Furby, Nibble? Like put them all together somehow with our biomatter. Glue them together with our biomatter.
I mean, like I like the pet toy because they're open source and like, but they're designed to be modified, where the Furby we would need to hack it. Um, so I think and I'm definitely opening up the possibility of it moving is interesting
Mhm.
to think about. Like, I have this animal who follows me around the house all day already. Um, but a robot that does that too would be interesting.
One of the things from TFT1 was questions of what is considered intelligence and what makes that intelligence artificial. And with like large language model AI, like what makes them their intelligence is like linguistic intelligence, where
Uh,
there is a like this like motor intelligence is something I just didn't think about they being able to play with this other form of intelligence. Most of them had been like sensory intake and data processing and information giving rather than something that interacts with like movement,
Mm,
which is neat.
mm. I always kind of imagine the bays to move somehow, but also kind of like maybe depending on what the animal is or something. Hmm.
I, this is interesting because for me, like my mind had been so just hadn't imagined a bay that wouldn't depend on me for moving and wouldn't just be stationed somewhere until I moved them. Um, and so thinking about a bay being able to move on their own is one way that it's not like it's a different sort of I don't know, a different sort of it's a different sort of uh the ways that I have control over it are different.
Mm.
I also echoing Ripple's point of these already being open source. Maybe that can be really helpful.
Maybe we need to, and Max is gonna try to figure out a time maybe when he can come to TFT or talk with all of us. But maybe that's like some of the questions that we can ask him in terms of like what's possible with this toy thing and the Furby, um, to help us kind of like figure out what our options are. Um, I also made a section that said comments, ideas, and questions because our last TFT there were so many cool ideas that I can't remember. The one that I can remember is what Ripple said about like, and this is maybe more the computer programming part of it, which is like Ripple, you said something about like having us become like the AI, or what did you say? Do you remember?
oh yeah, training the language piece on all the conversations we've had in the in these videos from TFT1 um, language model.
Oh,
Um, and and attributing speakers so that we could say like we could ask what would Lamb Shift say about this? What would Ripple say about this? Um, would be a possibility. Mhm.
How would you put that in the? So one's like training the language model using our recorded TFTs, and then the other part is like, would it be like identifying certain members of a TFT or?
Yeah, and it would like basically, like if the like the way you would do it in just in the text interface of a chat GPT would be you would train it with like every like pair of utterances you would have credited to a person. So it'd be like entangler, blah blah blah, ripple, blah blah blah. And then you would have you would the prompt would just be like blah 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 and then ripple colon and then like see what the model generates from there.
So it's like it's like feeding it, or I'm just trying to figure out how to word it in this thing.
Um,
If how does it feel to write it as like interacting with Bay as surrogate for other TFT, other tankers? Like that's what comes to my mind is like my interaction with Bay would be like synthesizing or a surrogate as an interaction with one of y'all to hear Bay say something in one of your voices.
A surrogate. The tankers? I don't know how to put this.
Yeah. Is that the right use of surrogate? Is surrogate the right word there?
it's okay. It's okay by me.
Okay.
There might be a better word there. Not thinking.
Or
Proxy.
and
Proxy.
then okay, here we'll do an example. Feed a snippet of. Why is it so hard to write this? Am I not the only one? What?
Of transcripts, of video transcripts.
TFT transcripts and pair or
I think it's a little in the weeds. Like I think that's a snippets of TFT transcripts with speaker attribution would be, I think.
Okay. There.
That's
I
awesome.
think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you. So one question is like what is possible with Furby versus what is possible, not possible with Boy. And we find this too. And with a Roomba. And our biomatter. Okay. I was at one point being like, I'll go through our last TNT and like make notes, but now I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do that. But if either of you remember other things that we talked about, because that was like an exciting meeting, that we had lots of fun things to add it to this, and then any other questions that we might have regarding the regarding Max's proposal. And yeah, I think I'm down for all the things, but I guess I just want to like know what's possible between the Furby and then this Batoy thing. And
One thing I'm thinking about, one thing that I started thinking about because of for some reason, because of the moving robots, is like having like monitoring our own biosignals, our heartbeat and our breathing rate, like just heartbeat and breathing rate, let's say. And like if I had a little companion who would like come up and like bark at me when my heart rate was elevated or my breathing rate was shallow or something, that would it's a, it's such like a it's like the kind of somatic trigger that I want to like remind me to check in with myself, and like that is that's a level of noticing that I would be willing to outsource to a technological thing.
And that brings up the question of like, how does they communicate with humans? Because that's one of our first questions that after TFT, when we're thinking about it, like this is something that, because there was all that discussion about language, and so something that Dan brought up as a preliminary question when we're thinking about TFT2 is like, yeah, like how does the Bay communicate with humans, and then also what languages does the Bay use? Is that right? Or does the Bay...
Sure.
And I still need to reach out to Matrix, which I put a note to do so, to ask Matrix about. I want to tell Matrix is Brant, who's the computer scientist, and I want to show this to him and see what he thinks about stuff like this, right? Ripple, like stuff like this is more like, is this more like, this is more computer science stuff, right? Like computer programming.
Yeah.
Do you know how to do all this stuff too?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good. Oh, well, then maybe we need Matrix.
And and a lot of my work for the Ripple Tank has gotten me familiar with like the components that are used in the pet toy animals are like things that I'm comfortable with after doing Ripple Tank stuff.
Great.
I could start hacking a little robot animal as soon as I get one.
Wait, why do we need Max? No, just kidding. Wait, do we need Max?
I appreciate Max's ideas here. And I think, and I mean, and like, if what, for $400 Max would like get it all set up, I think that would be nice. I don't feel a need to be the one to put it together. And then maybe it might be 600 if we get the pet toy, but it's like we don't need Maxx, but it might be nice. It might be nice to have Maxx.
And I also like, is Maxx interested in being more involved in Thinky Feely Tank, or this as a project, or more so as like a doing something for us?
That's a good question. I mean, he seemed very interested in both Rev School and Thinky Feely Tank, but I also know that he works a lot. And so like during this time he usually works, and I think he gets off at 6. So I can ask him how much he's interested in being part of these groups. But he seemed very interested in the Bay project though. And and it seems like right now, I think, I just want to make, because I know that, David, you're like engineering, and then, or sorry, lamb shift. And Ripple is also, computational linguist. So like, I know that in-house we have already a lot of knowledge or something. So I guess I just want to make sure, like, when I'm like, oh wait, should we ask Maxx, like, not to like skip over, I don't know, like stuff that you all could do, and then like going out that, I mean, Maxx and I kind of met, I mean, we met through like field and stuff, and so it kind of just happened. But yeah, I just want to make sure that you two don't feel like what the fuck, why are we going to Maxx? Like, I can do this shit.
I think when I was concerned that I wasn't going to get a job, the idea of someone else getting paid for work that I was doing for free was a bit of a bodily no for me. But and so but if I have a job, I don't need to get paid, and if Maxx needs to get paid in order to do the work, I think, and we have budget, so I think as long as I have a job, I don't mind other people getting paid to do work on it. And and if I don't have a job, like, we could talk about how I could get paid to work on this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that.
Thank you for bringing that up, because like that's something that we talk a lot about in rev school, about paying for people, because a lot of people are doing work for free, but then people do get paid, like, for doing like the website or da. So that's also something that's also available for TFT, and for you two and anyone else in TFT of doing work. Like, just want to, yeah, like that. I hope that you both feel, or like maybe we could be more open about talking about this, but that like that money is also available for you too, yeah, because definitely we want to make sure everyone's paid, or like, but that's also like the process that we're working for, like how to ask for money, and some people it's hard to ask for money, and and like having to do a bunch of danger rooms about like asking for money, and who gets the money and who makes the decisions, all that stuff. So, right, Penny?
Pay attention.
Fucking money. I don't even know what that is.
I only know chicken treats.
Yeah, I wish I only knew chicken treats, and it'd make my life a lot easier. But yeah, so know that that's open. Lampship, how do you feel about?
I feel I'm happy. I'm happy with the, like, I feel fine and good.
Okay.
There's more I could try to come up with words for, but I don't think I need to, unless there's something that's unclear. But in terms of my skills and my value being seen and feeling valued, and also me being taken care of money wise, I've been very happy and comfortable with how, like, Ripple, you've been knowledgeable and skilled in the tech stuff, and the balance of that attention in terms of how I interact with it is good, is where I want it to be.
Great. Yay.
Yay.
Hey, glad we had this conversation. Things can also happen. Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, things can also happen retroactively too, in terms of getting paid or something, or being reimbursed for stuff as well.
That's I'm just noticing the component on Max's proposal. I have a TB6612H bridge right now. It's for controlling multiple motors at a time, so it's for the locomotion of the robot.
Oh, sweet.
I didn't realize all this stuff is kind of not so expensive. I actually don't know what any of this is, so maybe it makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, then again, it's like it's really great that Maxx knows what we need for that, and even coming up with a pet toy option.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then maybe next steps. I did send it. I don't know if anyone's going to add to this, but I'll think about stuff. And if you two have any things to add to this doc, and then I'll send it to Maxx. And then I'll ask Maxx if he can meet with us. We can have a conversation so that we can finalize a budget and to present to Rev School to do it. But you know what? Actually, you know how Lamb Shift, how you're asked if Maxx is interested in being part of TFT?
Yeah.
Was that in relation to this stuff, like the payment stuff?
It was in relation to no, it was something around what we were talking about, but I don't remember what. I feel my impression is that Maxx had this idea, knew that he could put this together for us, and this is how his contribution can be valued to our thing. And then after asking that question, it seems like kind of that's how, you know, like with TFT, we have like the sprawling network beyond the people who are in this call, of like who's interested and who has ideas and who wants to talk about it, et cetera, et cetera. But that doesn't mean that those people are interested in being in these calls on the regular. And that makes sense to me. That's kind of how I understand Maxx in this regard too, that Maxx can be interested in Bay and interested in what this is doing, but that not also being the same as being on these calls on the regular. With can I clarify something? I want to clarify something with the money stuff, that like if it feels accurate to y'all for the things, for stuff that we want to really attend to with the money and what directions we go in with this, to be that Maxx is valued for his contribution to these ideas, and that Ripple is not undervalued in the work that you put into these projects, and that attending to those two things is moving forward with this responsibly.
Yeah, I second that.
Cool.
Thank you.
Cool.
Which means that, like, yeah, maybe we just continually check in, you know, right?
Yeah.
See how that's feeling. Right. Okay, cool. I'm gonna stop sharing this. So I'll send this. I'll reach out to Maxx. We'll talk with the questions. Do you think you two will add anything? To the doc?
I could add so much, I think, and I don't know what's so yes, and also like I don't know what to be more specific about than like processing through possibilities for Bay's next physical computational robotic form. Is it relevant or a contribution for me to put for the thoughts that are around in that realm to land on that page, and also maybe in the ways that I can't, and particularly for me to be focused on ways that I can have thoughts that are responding to Max's proposal. Is maybe that's the goal, is for thoughts to be responding to Max's proposal. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
If there's any questions, clarifications, things that we want to ask Maxx if we get it. I think we definitely need to all talk at some point before we can write up a thorough proposal and really understand how this is going to work and like what are the kind of different steps. And so yeah, so I guess like these comments, ideas, questions, like he can receive them before and so he can think about them, but we can also talk about them when we meet up and have like a really robust conversation with Maxx and kind of hash things out together would be ideal, right? So I'll see if he can manage to make it to one of our TFTs. And if not, then we'll have to think of something like maybe an alt time where the four of us can find time or something. Yeah. Cool. My goodness, we're done with the updates and announcements. It's only 6 o'clock. And not get the motherfucking time right. Okay, well. So the next on the thing was our bringing your discussions of TFT, which
Okay, so we can skip that and try it next time.
Ripple, did you do yours?
I haven't thinking. A very good sense. A very good sense.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it because like both of you have one, so I'm curious about it. I just don't know how to write mine. Because Lampshift, you have one too.
Yes.
Oh, is it on here? Is it on this doc?
Oh, what? Can we paste the doc? In the chat.
Yeah, I'll send.
Oh, I can't.
No.
Oh yeah. All right, you turned it on.
Oh, I did? Did I do that?
Yo, wait.
Meaning should I say yes? Got it? I guess it's on.
No, can we turn it off?
Okay, stop summary. Wait, meaning summary uses AI tokens which may include third-party modules. Zoom does not use any audio video or they're going to train Zooms. Motherfucker, this is what we need. What the
Oh, they are using it they are not using it to train.
We need this to train our bait.
Yeah, we want this to train like, and I think I'm curious about how it would summarize for recapping later. I've seen I use Otter AI for text transcripts, and it has a new like section summarization thing that's like not amazing, but kind of like slightly better than nothing.
Wait, we need this. Yeah. Wait, can we somehow hack it? Because it seems like they give the summary, and then it says that anyone who receives the meeting summary may save and share it with apps and others. So we could take the summary and give it to the Bay, but can we like somehow like reroute whatever's happening in its summary to go to a different thing or get that programming somehow?
The transcript or what?
Or like the programming?
No. It's also not that like it's not that impressive. Like it's not hard. The programming we can. The challenge with it is just how long it actually would be for like a ChatGPT summary. But we can ask ChatGPT to give us a summary of the same blob of text. Like break it into sections or whatever else.
Like take the transcript or something and feed it to the chat. So it's like the same. I see. Wait, do you want Lampshift? Do you want me to stop the summary?
It's okay. I don't feel strongly.
There's not a
I don't.
bodily.
No, it's not.
Okay, I'm curious about it, so I'm just
Okay,
gonna let it
got it.
go. But I don't know I don't even know how I did that. Did someone else do it or did I do that? Oh, it's
I,
this button.
I think you must have done it. I have seen there's an AI companion too. I can send a request for you to do the AI companion.
Oh, I see it. Ripple is requesting you to start AI companion. All participants only from when they join. What? Should we just do all participants?
Might as well. Yeah, no one's joining.
Ask questions to AI companion. All participants. Oh my God, we're bringing an A.
For the
Oh,
record,
man,
YouTube. For the
everything
record,
is
YouTube.
big
For the
for us.
record, YouTube. We are enabling every Zoom AI feature. That's what's happening right now.
Catch me up.
Oh, it was in the chat section. It says, "Welcome to AI Companion. Here are some things you can try. Catch me up. Was my name mentioned? What are the action items? I'm gonna try catch me
Not
up.
much has happened since AI companion was turned on. Try again in a few minutes.
Wait, how do I click on AI companion in order? Oh, okay. It opens up a private chat, my private chat with AI companion.
Yeah.
I won't accidentally send anything to the whole group.
Yeah, I see.
Okay, there's the link to the webpage elements where we can paste ripples. Ripple, could you paste your thing and we can
Yeah.
Should I say? I'm gonna share it. Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's so hot. I think it's great. It's so concise. Okay, that's my initial reaction.
It is pretty good. um, and then lamb shifts above. I'm gonna read it. I'm just gonna read them both.
Uh-huh.
So this is lamb shifts. So based in Karen Broad's conceptualization of the diffraction apparatus, diffractive methodologies are about reading insights through one another and attending to and responding to the details and specificities of relations of difference and how they matter. Every other week, we dial into vast internet networks to perform as a diffractive apparatus called Thinky Feely Tank. Through these Thinky Feely Tanks emerge technologies that support our coming together / enable us to turn to one another amid the isolating individualist conditions that we'd otherwise die within. I like that. It's good. And then Ripples is Thinky Feely Tank is a loose collective of philosopher, technologists, artists, co-creating apparatuses that materialize liberatory theories into companionate. I like that. Companionate praxis.
Oh.
And somatically integrative tools. Love it.
I hadn't caught companionate at first. I thought it said compassionate. Companionate. That's a great word.
I was happy with that it came to me.
I okay, sorry. How do we want to talk about these?
Yeah. I was just thinking, I'm like, oh, maybe we should just like have it just like is it like we'll just write the thing and just post it on there or something. And because last time when we talked about if I had mine there, we would do a diffractive, like and then I was like, oh, do we feed it to Chat GPT and be like, make this a diffract it or something and see what happens.
Mhm.
But now that I read them both, I'm like, oh, maybe it's nice to have them both, or just like anyone who's part of TFT can write their description and then we just keep adding on to it or something, and then people can edit theirs or something whenever they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe even like Fawn can make it into like a whiteboard or dry erase board or something like a cute graphic or something. And that would be more like, and then I mean hopefully, I mean, once everything's done with the website, it's supposed to be set so that not only Fawn can go in and make changes, but that we all can, so it's like hopefully it'll be easy to access. But yeah, that's an option too.
That's interesting.
Oh wait, Ripple, did you put what the AI companion said in the chat?
In chat.
Okay, wait, I'm so curious what it says. The meeting so far is focused on the introduction of an AI companion and participants' initial reactions to it. They discuss how to access the AI companion through private chat and share their thoughts on its concise and helpful nature. Additionally, Lampshift mentioned a webpage where they could paste something, but it is unclear what that is. Overall, the meeting has primarily revolved around the AI companion and its potential benefits.
Oh my God.
Ah, that's funny.
What would is there a benefit to having our website have like a distinct singular description of what Thinky Feely Tank is? Because like I think about like it's not, that doesn't make it necessarily clearer. If I were, I think if I were a stranger and I read these two, I wouldn't be less clear on what Thinky Feely Tank was than if I just read one of them.
If you read one of them, would you be more clear on what it is?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. But then are you asking like, is that necessary?
So I guess one of the things that comes to mind for me of why we would have just one is for clarity. And checking on that, I'm like, no, I don't think that's a concern. I don't think that needs to be a concern. Are there other reasons why having just one description of what Thinky Feely Tank is would be important? Because having multiple, there are like benefits of that I think represent us well.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
I don't mind the like I don't feel protective of what I wrote, in the sense that having multiple descriptions of Thinky Feely Tank means like not having to kill any darlings.
I'm like reading over like kind of our initial descriptions of Thinky Feely Tank in this one doc.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not that good. I mean, I think that I was trying to write something like this, which I could put in here. Wait, no, that's wrong one. Here. Which was like, like just kind of like sharing why the feely part, so think tank in its name points to privileging of the mind over the body, mind body split, also the mind and the body are separate. And rev school and with Bayes, we want to center a somatic approach, i.e., our whole selves, our sensing cells, our feeling cells, our thinking cells, our behavioral cells, and our relation cells, hence Thinky Feely Tank, TFT.
I think I don't feel like a killing darlings issue here. I was kind of I like the idea that we could have a diffraction of our different descriptions, but actually, like in some ways, I feel like my sentence as like the introductory sentence, lamp shifts as the like unpacking of that, and I think similarly with yours, like I think that the somatic approach in particular, and like both of those points in Tanglers are also like belong there. I think in terms of what what a diffraction apparatus sees is like, so Lambshift talks about the theoretical lineage and talks about the like temporal instantiation and like and how the coming together is the thing and is like the is what Thinky Feely Tank is. And turning I really don't want to like turning to one another amid the isolating conditions is so great. Like so like each of those things are like from a diffractive point of view, like really bring in things that are core and intentional.
Mm-hmm.
How Intango, were you gonna say something?
Oh no, you go. You go.
How can we learn how to diffract things with each other? Like that's really intriguing to me. Ripple, you bringing back up this, like, this is a this is an opportunity to practice diffraction with those different things. I like what you modeled, and I don't know how to do that too. And this is a bit of a more zoomed out question than the specific task at hand, which is language for the website. But one that would be really nice to still like figure out a bit.
Can we? I've never engaged with Chat GPT-3 or any of those stuff. Can we run it through one of those things and say, like, based on Karen Barad's concept of diffraction and diffraction apparatuses, can you take these 3 texts, perform a diffraction on it, and make a description of what a Thinky Feely Tank is?
Oh, you're muted, Ripple.
We can always ask. I'm curious what ChatGPT knows about, what data is in that model about Karen Broad as it is. But like I don't expect it to be very good, but I am sort of curious about what it would get.
I'm curious. Do you know how to do it? Are you doing it right now?
I have an account.
Okay, yeah. Can someone else share? Because I've never done it.
Mm-hmm.
My first time. My mentees were using ChatGPT 3 a lot. Interesting.
My first question was, what are the ideas of Karen Barad? And it had some pretty good answers.
Oh, you put this in?
Yeah.
Oh wait, you asked about Karen Barad or you put the text in?
I asked about Karen Barad first just to see.
Yeah. Matrix asked also. I'm gonna forward this. Wait, can I put it? I'm just gonna forward it both to you in an email. But Matrix asked, what was the question? Maybe it's in here. But I thought this was bad. Like, oh, okay, it's actually not so bad. Maybe you can read what. I'm curious if it will come up with a different answer. Oh yeah, so his question was like, referencing Karen Broad's work, how do we best develop AI systems that are not human-centric?
And did you paste in what came up?
I forwarded the email to you both.
Okay, forwarded the email.
Yeah. Hopefully it might take a I get to go through. Yeah, because he sent me screenshots and I guess I could download them and put them in the thing.
Get the result. Return the result. I don't know how to. Okay, whatever. Y'all give me feedback as we do this. Whoa.
What's happening?
Yo, Ripple, it said what you said.
What the fuck? What do you mean? What? It said what did I say?
No, it's just that was so yeah. Can y'all read this?
Okay, yeah. So wait, you said applying Karen Broad's diffractive methodologies to provide text on.
Okay, yeah, let's look at this.
Oh.
And so then GPT said, Karen Broad's diffractive methodologies are primarily applied to scientific and philosophical analysis, particularly in the realm of feminist science studies. The concept of diffraction, as Brad defines it, involves the intersection and interaction of different waves, where patterns of interference and reinforcement emerge. While applying diffractive methodologies to text is not a direct translation, I can offer a reinterpretation of three. Okay, while applying diffractive methodologies to text is not a direct translation, I can offer a reinterpretation of three textual bodies through a diffractive lens, considering their resonances, interconnections, and emergent patterns. Interesting. Do we agree with that? That this diffractive lens is considering resonance, interconnected, emergent patterns. Ripple,
Yeah.
how much was that what you felt yourself doing whenever you did what you did?
Yeah, I think the thing I'm missing in this is just attending to difference, right? Which is, I think, but in order to attend to difference, we need to find the emergent patterns and the connections and therefore disconnections, and I think resonances is worthwhile. Yeah.
Wow.
Is this something where we could be like, oh, can you also add differences?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So then after that, then it asks for the text, right?
Yeah, and so then I pasted in the text like this. There's just a line break between each thing.
Okay.
Can we take turns reading this next one?
Yes,
I'll read the top and then we'll take turns. Boom, boom. Applying Karen Barad's sorry, damn it. OpenAI, they really got it. They really rope-a-doped us. Yeah. Applying Karen Barad's diffractive methodologies to provide a text on Thinky Feely Tank involves weaving the insights through one another, they really know how to talk the talk, attending to the specificities of relations and exploring how their insights matter. Let's diffract the text. 1. Popcorn Entangler.
Oh, me? Okay. 1, threading relations through Thinky Feely Tank. The concept of the diffractive apparatus, as per Barad's framework, invites us to entangle ourselves within the Thinky Feely Tank. Oh my God, that's kind of good. Here, the Thinky Feely Tank operates as a dynamic diffraction apparatus, aligning with Barad's idea of reading insights through one another. The weekly rendezvous on vast internet networks represents the convergence. I love the rendezvous. The convergence of diverse waves of thought, creating patterns of co-creation and emergence. The diffractive technologies born from these gatherings act as materialized expressions of liberatory theories, bridging the gap between theory and practice. Damn. Okay, passing it to Ripple.
Embracing the somatic approach. The juxtaposition of think tanks and the Thinky Feely Tank within the text reflects a diffractive reading of the mind-body duality. The conventional privileging of the mind over the body is diffracted through the intentional naming of Thinky Feely Tank, emphasizing a somatic approach. This divergence from the mind-body split aligns with the diffractive goal of attending to the details and specificities of relations. The call to center a somatic approach in Rev School and with Bayes underscores the diffractive intent to weave together sensing, feeling, thinking, behaving, and relating selves into a cohesive whole.
Pretty good. I don't know.
And 3, diffracting liberation in isolation. The emergence of technologies and tools through the Thinky Feely Tank serves as a diffractive response to the isolating individualist conditions mentioned in the text. The diffracted technologies become means of turning to one another, challenging the narrative of isolation and individualism. This aligns with Barad's emphasis on the significance of relations of difference and how they matter. The diffractive engagement with technologies in the Thinky Feely Tank transcends their mere existence as tools. They become manifestations of a collective, somatically integrated endeavor to counteract societal conditions that threaten communal well-being. In summary, a diffractive reading of the text interlaces the Thinky Feely Tank somatic approaches and liberatory technologies, highlighting their interconnectedness and the transformative potential that emerges from attending to nuanced relations within this collective philosophical, technological, artistic space.
I got that in too. Wait a minute, is it good? I mean, this is my first time engaging with this, so I'm pretty impressed. But what do you two think?
When I was reading mine, I was like, I don't know if it's actually saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
How did y'all feel reading yours?
It's like I can, when it restates, it does it in a lot of ways. It feels like the taking the things we said, wrapping them up into like a full paragraph. Like the number of times that it says diffractive, I think is not great style. Particularly in my paragraph, but I think all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like it sounds like it's good, but it's not. Like it is partly saying what we said in more words, and yeah, and they are in a nice order. So like the kind of it's unpacked, like just like the way with GPT, like these paragraphs are all about the same length, right? It's like it's homogenized. But one thing I really do like is the last sentence: the diffractive engagement with technologies down to counteract societal conditions that threaten communal well-being. Like it's persuasive. It's good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Is it good?
Sounds good. Is it good?
Yeah. I don't know if it really, did the diffracting.
It didn't. Okay, how can we?
It just kind of like summarized or restated. I mean, maybe it did. I mean, I think it did. I do like the idea of like breaking it up into the three and having those titles or something. Seems like I like that. I actually like the titles the most.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely would need like working, but I don't know. I thought it was, but yeah, is it what I mean? I think it's just like, I don't know, it's just like rewording it, right? And putting it in a certain kind of, it's like an editor or something, right?
It says, I can offer a reinterpretation of these three textual bodies through a diffractive lens. Reinterpret the following three textual bodies through a diffractive lens. What do we want from that outcome? Like,
so are you asking it to reinterpret its own three? Like
I'm thinking of giving these
again.
But maybe that's what it was doing. I can offer a reinterpretation through a diffractive lens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what it was doing, yeah.
Yeah, I do think of like another query saying like, can you do more attending to difference in
attendee.
Or can we just ask it? Can you do more? Can you do more attending to difference?
Attend more to the differences between the three textual bodies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See what. Damn, why is it so fast? Just like looking, damn, I wish I could work this fast. Make my life so much easier. Whoa, okay. All right.
Whoa, wait. Okay.
Hey,
Same. Can we do the same as before?
Yeah. Because now it's on the fucking manifesto. Okay?
Entangler, are you down? Are you down to read the start and the end?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So certainly let's further attend the difference between the three textual bodies, three diffractive lens. So one, diffracting the Thinky Feely Tank manifesto. So focus on relations and co-creation. The Thinky Feely Tank manifesto.
But what manifesto?
I don't know what they're talking about.
Manifesto.
Okay. Oh, are they talking about? They're talking about these three textual bodies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see what it does with it.
Okay.
So focus on relations and co-creation. The Thinky Feely Tank manifesto emphasizes the diffractive apparatus as a mechanism for reading insights through one another, particularly in relation to the details and specificities of diverse relations. The collaborative nature of the diffractive methodology is highlighted in the description of the loose collective of philosopher, technologist, artist, co-creating apparatus. Interesting. Technological emergence. The diffractive technologies mentioned in the Thinky Feely Tank emerge as a result of this diffractive engagement, emphasizing the transformative potential of bringing together philosophical, technological, and artistic perspectives.
Okay.
Mind-body diffracted in think tanks and Thinky Feely Tank. Challenging the mind-body split. A diffractive analysis brings attention to the juxtaposition of traditional think tanks with the Thinky Feely Tank. The naming of Thinky Feely Tank intentionally challenges the mind-body split, aligning with Barad's emphasis on attending to the relations of difference. This marks a departure from privileging the mind over the body, as the somatic approach becomes a central focus in Rev School and with Bayes. Holistic somatic approach. The diffracted text underscores the desire to center a somatic approach that encompasses the whole self, including sensing, feeling, thinking, behaving, and relating selves. This reflects a commitment to a more holistic understanding of human experience, challenging dualistic perspectives.
Diffracting liberation and isolation. First, collective response to isolation. The diffractive engagement with technologies in the Thinky Feely Tank serves as a response to isolating individualist conditions. It transforms the narrative of isolation by offering a collective space for turning to one another. Okay, this collective response reflects the diffractive intention of attending to relations of difference and finding ways in which they matter. Transformational potential. The diffractive technologies are not just tools, but embody a transformative potential. They represent a somatically integrative effort to address societal challenges and provide companionship in the face of isolating conditions. Okay.
Can we read it in summary?
Yeah. In summary, diffractive analysis highlights the unique aspects of each textual body, emphasizing the co-creative and transformative potential within the Thinky Feely Tank, the challenging of the mind-body split in the context of traditional think tanks, and the collective somatic response to isolation through emergent technologies. The diffracted lenses reveal how each body of text contributes to a nuanced understanding of relations and their implications. This is giving, like, this is modeling, this seems, it is modeling that question, like the question that I asked you, Ripple, or asked both of you, of like, how do we do diffract three texts? And this is this is modeling one interpretation of how we go about that, however bullshit that is. I feel it is a prompt for me to like realize that, oh, we probably could well develop a process for diffracting stuff against each other, diffracting things with one another. That would, I think that would, I'm really interested in that. That would feel really good to me to have like a methodology that we can use. If that feels like it is, I don't know, if a methodology, if it can be developed to do that, but I don't know. I do know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I think it could be. I mean, like if we look at our original text, so like a diffractive methodology is like seeing where they intersect and where they don't, right? Like where there's resonance and then where there's differences, right? And then we get so we could do ourselves, like look at the three texts and be like, okay, out of these three texts, where are they aligning or like resonating, and where are the differences? And we can try doing that right now.
I'm down.
Yes.
I was being talked to over here, so I missed what the thing was.
Oh, Ripple, just ask our AI companion.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
We don't need to talk to you. Ask our AI companion.
Like, what does it? I'm so curious.
What are they proposing to talk about? Okay, so it says, I said, what did I just miss? You missed a discussion about the diffractive analysis of the three textual bodies and their contributions to a nuanced understanding of relations. The participants explored the co-creative and transformative potential within the Think Feely Tank, as well as the challenging of the mind-body split in traditional think tanks. They also discussed the collective somatic response to isolation through emergent technologies. The meeting has been focused on diffractive methodologies and the exploration of interconnectedness and transformative potential within the collective space. And then, what are they proposing to talk about right now? The meeting transcript does not provide information about what the participants are proposing to talk about at the moment.
Oh.
Yeah, the more that I'm hearing responses of AI, the more I'm like, oh yeah, they are like they start sounding like empty or something, like there's words or something. But what we were saying while you were gone was like, maybe we can do a diffractive analysis of our own right now with our three texts, which is basically like finding the resonance between the three texts and then where they're different.
Yeah, I'm in favor.
Yeah, we only have like 13 minutes, so we have a quick one.
And so what Ripple started like half an hour ago was characterizing this text, and then or identifying like how identifying key components to this text, and then those key components can then be, it's like kind of abstracting one of them, abstracting another, and then being able to trace the relations between those abstractions or those like whatever core components.
Wait, so Ripple's been doing this? You say?
Just like whenever we started, when was this? Like half an hour ago or something. It's in what they said. Do you remember what you said? It was good.
Yeah, it was about how, like, I was calling out how Lamb Shift's bit was talked about the lineage. It talked about the like temporal rhythm of it, the coming together weekly,
and the spatiotemporal, I guess, like because both that we aren't co-located, but we are connected over networks every other week. And then I think like the strong overlap in through these Thinky Feely Tanks emerge technologies that support our coming together. Like that overlaps with my bit. But then turning to one another, like really the relational bit, I guess.
Relational, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I read mine as being
well, it names specific subjects within the collective. So like philosopher, technologist, artist.
Yeah.
Roles, or yeah. I think
Roles,
we all have. I think we're all these roles in different. Like, I think everyone is being all of those things.
So there's something also in Ripples that's about like taking materializing theory. So like the material discursive component, like it's like taking these theories and then into praxis. So like and then that's like the somatic somehow, like so that they're not just like discursive theories, but they're then made into specifically companionate praxis. And tools, somatically integrated tools. So yeah, something about like bridging like the theories with the praxis.
It characterizes the the materializations that come through that emerge from TFT. Whereas this points at them, this characterizes them: compassionate praxis, somatically integrative tools.
Maybe after material discursive component, can it be I mean, I think that also has resonance with mine with the somatic stuff. So like there's an emphasis on like materializing theories. So like bridging that kind of mind body split too, like the theories into like praxis. So mine is also like trying to reintegrate, I guess, or challenge the mind body split. So in a similar, I think there's resonance there.
Integrating
the mind and body into like a whole self, which includes like the sensing, feeling, and thinking.
That includes both theory and material. Is that true?
Yeah. I think that's true. And then, I mean, that's basically what it's saying. That's the only real part about that.
It also like this lineage of think tank in some it points to.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we did it.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, are there any like differences that matter? You know, like uh
uh, what comes to my mind, I remember reading what Ripple wrote, and their like the feeling and tone of it, like me feeling a strong contrast, a strong difference whenever I then went back and read what I'd written a few weeks ago. Um, and so that difference matters somehow, but I don't know I don't know what to.
can you describe how you felt?
Um, I felt uh okay, the like narratives in my mind were around me being disingenuous
Mm.
and um uh I also felt when I read philosopher technologist artist, like that succinctness. um I felt relief for having a way to characterize the mindset that I feel myself in whenever I'm here.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
The disingenuous.
Oh,
Oh,
uh-huh.
yeah, oh, go on.
Like something I that turn to one another amid isolating individualist conditions that we'd otherwise die within. Like the because it mentions death, like I was seeing it this time in difference as like a melodramatic uh uh exaggeration.
Hmm.
um and and I think some of the feeling is that is like the parts of me who want to die like feeling very exposed, right? Like no, not being concealed, um and that being uncomfortable
Hmm.
and unfamiliar.
Hmm. It's so interesting. I like want to see like not I shouldn't use the word figure out, but I'm so curious about that difference.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this, like, and how to get that, how to work with it, like, and I think that's so interesting that that's like a difference that you brought up, and I'm very curious how to work with it.
Yeah.
So so one thing that I'm wondering is like the succinctness, or what we're like you use that in terms of philosopher, technologist, artist,
Yeah.
but also Ripple's thing is, yeah, like it is in one sentence.
Yeah.
Does that so then does the disingenuous come from like disingenuous means like not sincere? No, not genuine.
I was trying to find other words than like perform, right? I was thinking about like it isn't perform, right, because we talk about performative. What ways to like describe that thing in a way that actually aligns with my understandings, but disingenuous.
Well, yeah. Well, now I'm thinking about like differences in terms of like how you felt vulnerable or something, like the
Mm-hmm.
parts of yourself that are wanting, that are like
Mm-hmm.
dying or wanting. I'm like, wait, is it wanting to die or dying or something? Are being somehow like are part of this, where maybe that's not part of ripples, right? Like it seems more vulnerable.
And well, and those parts, the like the way that uh awareness and attention gets directed towards those parts is what creates the particular conditions of the diffractive apparatus that I am. And that is what creates the feeling of difference, where otherwise there wouldn't necessarily be a feeling of difference between these two.
Are there so the one point is like the that we'd otherwise die within. So that's one.
Uh-huh.
And then you kind of named it as like being dramatic or something. Are
Uh-huh.
there other points? Are there other ones in here?
Yeah. The dial into vast internet networks. Um the narrative there is that like I don't actually know anything about the internet and like the material reality of the internet. And so like this was me just like like uh writing as if I knew what I was talking about when it's actually just like pretty lay understanding. And I think that's whatever parts or whatever got like felt ah! in the spotlight by me reading that and being like, and then having these self-deprecating narratives come up.
Yeah. I
It's
hear
so
what you're
interesting.
saying. And I know we're like we're a little over time, but I guess when I counter, like I'm thank you also for sharing all this. I think this is like so interesting and important. But now I'm like, oh yeah, like I can see why you gravitate to those things, because the vast internet network and then like condition like the die within,
Mm-hmm.
they're like not they're like they operate in a different way. Like they're conjuring up different things. Like they have different connotations, right? Than like something that's more descriptive or something that maybe ripples is, where there's not those elements of like, oh, this is someone's thing. When I start thinking about die, I'm like start thinking about you, or like, or like I'm like, oh, this is how Lamb just thinks about the internet. Like it seems like there's moment, but I think that's great. And there's a part of me that's like, oh, I think that I would like to have parts of that in. Um, I don't know how Ripple, how you feel.
Absolutely. Like I think
Yeah.
the like yeah, the vast internet networks, it's like, boy, that sure is aggrandizing the internet, but it's like, the alternative is it's a Zoom meeting. Like, what is Thinking Feely Tank? It's a weekly Zoom meeting. Like, and like I think enlivening that with like, the stupendous miracle that is the fact that we are in two different states, often four different states, like connecting, like, it's, yeah, the net, maybe networks is the wrong word, but like across vast distances through internet networks or whatever else, like, it's like it kind of pulls it away from the perpetual present of the internet and into like, our what would even people in like in Niels Bohr's age like have like thought about how we're coming together. Like it's completely fucking wild, and I think the wildness of that is great. And yeah, and I think the number of people who are being killed by capitalism and alienation all the fucking time, like, is not melodramatic. It is like very materially true. Um and maybe in this case this is not the specific thing that is keeping us from dying in that system, um but like, it's also, but in terms of building alternatives to that system and like finding ways out for everybody, that's something that we're trying to do.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. And also it's like points to like the, you know, the like the realities of the world we live in, right? Like it's not like sugarcoating, you know, it's like this shit's like real. Like there's some kind of like, I don't want to use the word urgency, but like, you know, there's like serious, not serious is not the right word either. Yeah. That's kind of cool that wait, I love that
This
is
is
like
so interesting.
interesting. I think it's so interesting too. I don't exactly know how, but I'm like, this is definitely interesting. But yeah, I love that the difference is like it's about like the voice or something, you know, and like what's coming through, like what feels vulnerable or something. I think that's so interesting.
I'm taking notes to maybe continue building on, or maybe just hold on to it and build on together in future TFTs of developing this method, an articulated methodology of diffractive.
Yes. And then this can be the basis of our coding, right? For
rocks.
today.
Interesting.
Oh, I love this. This is great.
Yeah.
So for next time, since we're a little bit over, should we now I'm like all like jazzed to like work on this, and I'm like, I gotta come up with a better thing. I'm gonna work on my thing and like look at the similarities, and yeah. Should we give it another shot?
Add a description.
Yeah, after this kind of initial thing. Like, I mean, I personally want to rework mine, but
sure, yeah.
I can try, and maybe I can try. I think what the element of that I'm like, heck yeah to is practicing diffraction again with descriptions.
Right.
Yes, let's do it.
Cool.
Yeah, and then we can take this into our TFT1 close reading, because we'll have to diffract like a river with Pat with Nkem. So this can be our practice with this. And then we can take this, what we learned, and then apply it to when we do our kind of book report.
Yeah.
I love this.
Speaking of taking in, I sent a bit to the chat. There was just like a moment when we were reading the Chat GPT thing. I don't know how much of a plan there is for the radio show, but I just imagined whenever I was listening to y'all reading, like there be that clip of us reading that initial thing, or like our excitement of engaging with Chat GPT being like that recording being played, and then that sparking interesting discussion. That's not mine to do anything with. I just wanted to explain what that was, and I was interested in that.
Yeah, you have that clip, right? Maybe we can send it to Gradient.
Oh yeah, I can do that this evening, is just like honing on that clip.
Okay,
get that
cool.
specific clip.
Cool. And then it can get us started just talking with Gradient about the radio show on Sunday, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
So should I email y'all and Gradient?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just Kristen Mitchell, I think she's on one of the emails, but
I think I'll see. I'll make a note to myself. Oh, stop share. I'll make a note to myself and let you know if I can't find her email.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Can we take 2 more minutes to write out more action items if they're, because I'm just in that brain mode.
Yeah. Let me I'll share my screen again. Okay. So that we can see what's Wait, here it
Send health email.
I did. Oh, sorry. Sorry,
That's good.
that was me. Wait, sorry, that was me again. I need to make my own.
Start
Let's start.
convo.
I'll just start
Okay,
it.
I'm done. You can hop in now.
Okay. So I wanted Angler, which is I'm gonna email Zach to ask specifics. And then Maxx. Basically, I have the same ones. And then I do want to. Oh shit! I forgot to do the technical instruction. Okay, I'm just gonna add that.
Oh, right.
Well, this is the part that I like. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cross it so it looks like we've done stuff, which we have. Breakthrough. I did email Zach. Did do that.
You did.
I did, though I didn't really do anything much more after that. I did this. This. Wow, look at everyone did something. So fun that when the Ripple did this.
Great. I love having done a thing.
Okay. Cool. Look at that. And then these are the next action items.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yay.
What do you think? You miss anything? That's it, right?
I'm good with what I'm having, and I can't, and there's nothing that comes to mind for either of y'all to add.
Cool.
Sweet. Thanks, Bay.
That was fun. Alrighty. We'll see you maybe next week for school and then TFT following week.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's order the thing. I'm gonna figure out by Rev School, I'm gonna figure this out and then we can do the ordering.
Okay, cool. And hopefully we'll have heard back. All of y'all will be CC'd on Tiny Health email. Okay. Bye, friends.
Bye.
Bye.